Toa? Dark Hunters? Bionicles? Oh my! Anyway, welcome to Rise Mocs Showcase, where I'm going to showcase, well, a bunch of Bionicle Mocs, Hero Factory Mocs, or whatever else I think can help you be inspired for more creations. And here's your reminder to please like and subscribe, and that you can submit your Mocs in the description below on my Discord server. First off, we have Zain the Huntsman by Enbeanie. And there's actually a quote on the TTV message boards where I found this mock. Our creator's well of parts run dry. Let our harvest begin. So I assume this is kind of an anti-hero or survivalist type of character. I mean, they have this really cool staff with the Psionics used to make it look extra clubby. And that's a super nice part design. I don't think I've ever really seen a Paraka's head and spine piece be used in part of a weapon, only, head pieces. And Zain even has, the Krika mask as another weapon. So using kind of masks of other characters to be weapons or armor add-ons really gives this sense of he's scrappy, he's taken down a lot of people, and he's using those parts to upgrade himself. And this color scheme of that kind of gray, just silver and gray, with that little bit of blue on the feet, kind of gives him this plain look that allows these weapons of other colors from other sets to not stand out as much in a kind of doesn't look like it belongs way, and more in a it definitely belongs in this design sort of way. And next up we have Narak by Udron, and he's supposed to be a former Fire Glatorian who has now converted himself into the Jungle Tribe. And he's also well-versed in engineering and a bit in chemistry and hopes to create the perfect fuel one day. And he doesn't get along with his half-brother at all. So we have a really interesting, story beat, because, Glatorian are more biological than mechanical, supposedly, so they can actually have kids and lineages and stuff like that. And it really shows his, he takes inspiration from, I think it was not Nitroblast, was it Nitroblast? From the Ordeal of Fire to kind of give him this scientisty look. And I love the red and green, even though he's supposed to, Fire Tribe, then turn into Jungle Tribe. It also, a lot of people it reminds them of Christmas. But to me, it kind of gives this kind of, even more of a jungly, almost poisonous vibe. Because if you look at real-life animals, they have these bright colors if they're poisonous. I mean, look at poison dart frogs. And I think it's really cool. I love the use of the villain core piece to add more red and texture to the otherwise, more plain legs. Even though he uses, a custom build. Those 2008, 2009 joint parts aren't actually, the most stable. But it really works super well. I love the asymmetry, which is something you can use as well to kind of give your characters a more ragtag feel. Use asymmetry. Or even if you're running out of parts in a certain color, if you have them in another color, you can use it to, give them asymmetry without ruining the design. And overall, very good job, Udron. And also, this mock was submitted on Discord, so you can go down in the description below to my Discord server and submit it on Rise Mock Showcase, submission. So, you can do that. Thank you. Next up, we have Dark Hunter Stella, or Stela, not sure which one. Anyway, this one is by Crockett101, and it was also submitted on Discord. Anyway, this one uses a Rakshi head, one of everyone's favorite, mask head pieces, and probably one of mine as well. And this character has this epic black and red color scheme. Black and red always look great together. You've seen it on, not the Dark Hunters, but the Skrull and that sort of wave. And he also, you see it on Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man was originally black and red. And she has this epic looking scythe. I mean, that thing just looks awesome. It uses the Brataka blade pieces, and it's just crazy cool. And this mock also uses a lot of custom pieces. So you see a lot of the Glatorian neck piece in the arms, both the upper and lower arms, and the Hordika neck piece in the upper arms to kind of give her both that slimmer arm feel, but still a lot of articulation and stability in this custom build. And Croquette also, or Croquet, okay. Sorry I've said your name probably completely wrong multiple times, but she also has a custom torso and custom leg parts from the looks of it, and it just looks really nice, very good shaping, and there's even the repeated use, so kind of some part span of the 2008 Shadow Matoran claw feet, and that adds an extra bit of detail to the Roxy legs that are used on the lower legs, but also as feet to kind of give her, a nice kind of cohesive look to her lower legs, even if it's a lot simpler than the rest of the Moc. And the upper torso looks really cool with that, connection parts using the Mata ball pieces, and it just kind of gives her this V shape, kind of reminiscent of the Toa Mata, actually. And yeah, just a very nice build. Well done. I like her hat. And yeah, good job. Very good inspiration to other people if you want to make more, Roxy builds or feminine shaped builds. Very good job. I've said good job both times now. Anyway, on to Doomdistruct's Sygun Toa of Psionics. And oh boy, this is a cool one. So I think this is the first, well, no, the Zain was a Toa, but, or maybe not. Anyway, this is the first explicitly named as a Toa Moc of this episode. And we have a little thing here. After the Arch Toa's betrayal, Sygun covertly leads the scattered remnants of the Toa legions against his rule. So here we have kind of an Optimus Prime, Hellrix type of character, and he's just cool. So Sygun is a Toa of Psionics, which, if you know, is basically sound, sonic wave, that type of stuff. And this bronze and gold and dark blue, metro blue color scheme really works into giving him this almost samurai kind of waistskirt armor vibe with, even though it's not completely consistent, you can see that they use the the pearl gold parts introduced with, they didn't, introduce Brutaka, that color scheme. They used some of that to kind of give some asymmetry and, the gold fingers, but also it's probably because, this bronze gold wasn't created for the longest time to have, these Exoforce finger pieces, and he probably ran out of the other bronze parts. Otherwise, this is a really good and deceptively simple Moc. So if you look at the legs, it's actually just, normal Anika leg parts with, the Metru and Anika armor pieces slapped on the top and bottom. And then you have, the Vaki shin pieces with, the Metru feet put on that. And it just stacks up to create a really nice 2004 Bionicle looking thing. And we have these custom arms using these Technic pieces. And the tube's kind of covered up to make it not look as empty. And it almost reminds me of the Kyokai Senki, their model kits from Bandai. It also reminds me of those arm pieces where they'd have these holes kind of jutting out so that they can fit weapons in them, but that's not exactly what was done here. And it's a very bulky Moc, very unique custom torso, and it fits perfectly into the Bionicle aesthetic, which I really like. So if you want to fit into that Bionicle aesthetic without doing, completely basic Bionicle construction, you can always, jivvy it up a little bit by using either custom lower arms or a custom upper torso while still using the normal Bionicle, lower pieces. And this weapon is pretty cool. It's this mace club looking thing, and it looks cool. They use these tube pieces to line the length of the axle rod so that it didn't look as, plain. And it adds some more texture and makes it look, even cooler. And you can feel the weight of this thing. It has a very nice design. And yeah, moving on to the final Moc of the episode, Merrick by Fred Lord 999. And oh boy, this one has just the awesomest head I've seen in a very long while. And a super unique design. It's a mix of a cowboy with an assassin with, I don't know, just so much cool stuff. And dang, I just love that shotgun, even with the pic of him loading it. That just looks super cool. And it's just so unique. And the use of cloth pieces. Cloth pieces are underrated. And it was used in another manga, Zain, in this episode. But cloth pieces are super underrated, and they always look cool if you manage to taper them correctly. Now, I'm not sure how this Moc looks under the cloak. It kind of looks a little skimpy, given the size of the torso. But I think that sort of waistcoat vibe, in addition to that epic-looking shotgun that folds forward and the axe, it's just an epic vibe, and I love the use of the hat, the tire piece to kind of round out the hat. it's just, this Moc has style. It just, style points all around. Super awesome. And yeah, the custom hand using system is something you might want to do instead of just sticking to, the normal Mata hand use for the hands. And he even has exposed CCBS parts to kind of make him look skinnier. He's not, completely buff. You can use that with your CCBS. You can have armor parts missing from some parts to make him look skinnier, and then add it onto others to either make it look armor or buffed. And I love the boots that are just completely different than the rest of the color scheme, but because of the cloak separating everything and the already, introduced gold parts, it gives them this kind of boot feel. And that's super nice. And the axe, of course, is Axon's axe piece, which shows you can use Axon's axe piece in a way different than Axon's axe. Yeah, that rhymes, it makes sense. And yeah, the use of the shotgun, the shaping, and, that kind of angled vibe. You can use a pin connection instead of an axle connection to attach a weapon to have it swing back and forth. And yeah, that head, I do worry about structural stability since it's mostly made up of claws for the shape pieces, and even when the claws looks to not fully be on, the bottom claw. But otherwise, this thing looks fun to pose, super unique, and yeah, I hope more people, make custom masks and, uses cloth pieces to be more unique, adds hats, and all that extra customization that makes a Moc feel more alive and more unique in the world of Bionicle. And I don't know if I mentioned it already, but Merrick here was submitted on my Discord server, which you can do below. Wait, I've said that like twice this episode. Who cares? Anyway, the more reminders, the better. That is it for this episode. I've gone over, 5 Mocs. I usually try and hit 5 an episode. And thank you for watching the 3rd episode of my Moc review showcase series. I hope to be able to do more of these. Sorry for the little bit of a break, homework, college, stuff like that. And yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff that I'm required to say. And let me know if I can improve anything or anything else that you want me to go over, like other sites that I can check for Mocs. They usually go on Instagram, TTV message boards, and I might start doing Pinterest, but, those are a little harder to nail down sometimes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye!